Shiny nights is yamini. Amaniga even come over me. You know what I realized? The previous video that I did, sikufanya anything, ilijipost by mistake. And I went to look at it. Actually, I think I was looking for my subscribed videos. I was looking for a particular video. And then I see it. I'm like, oh, hell no. And then I'm like, should I remove it? I'm like, no, I'm not going to remove it. After all, I don't even have that much viewers. So yes, hi guys and welcome to the Masaraja channel yet again. It's your one and only girl, the Masaraja Valerie. And when you hear this voice, you know that it's about to get wild. So you better unmute and turn the shit up because the fun is going to be so wild, it's going to blow your mind. And lest we get into the order of the day or the agenda of the day, I want to remind you to share, like, subscribe, get the word out there. And I also have a podcast. It's called the Deep Niche Podcast. I've been on a recess. I'm going to talk about it today, that recess, and what led me to that recess. I'm going to talk about it here today. But go follow, listen to the episodes that are there. Planning something beautiful for each and every one of you. You're gonna love it. You're gonna be so happy. So yeah, you better get there first so that when the news gets, you don't get missed out. Okay. Also, with that, on that note, put a notification thingy so that each and every time when I upload, you get the information firsthand because you deserve the information first. Definitely. And I also have a lip gloss brand. It's called the Masaranja Collection. This is what I'm wearing on my lips, and that is my brand. So if you're struggling with chapped lips, if you want beautiful shiny lips like mine, you can definitely purchase from the Masaranja Collection. You can find me across all social media platforms, or you can find me across all social media platforms. So let's get to the order of the day, okay? First of all, as you can see, today I have red eyebrow. As you can see, today I have red eyebrow. So that should tell you, mimi hapa nilipo, napumua hewa, yani hewa inaitwa fire. Okay? Okay? Or should I do it like Annie? Actually, speaking of Annie, I heard that Annie and Tubaba allegedly are getting divorced. And the whole time when I was watching Young, Famous and African, I was like, I wasn't even mad at Annie, as most people were on TikTok. I was just asking myself, what is wrong? She looks like she's dement. She's met. You know what? You know what? Because what the heck was that? Like, hey, the whole time I was like, is everything okay? It doesn't look okay to me, and I'm from outside looking in. And the question of the day today, I'm gonna pose a question to you guys. The question of the day is: would you stay in a relationship for optics? By that I mean for a person like me who's like looking to be on the public eye. I really care about the optics of what I do, but I feel like one thing that I would never compromise is be in a situation where I'm actively going through pain, where I'm actively hurting, but just because of the optics, I have to put myself through that situation and stay there and not leave. So the question for you guys is, would you put yourself through the trouble of pain, through the trouble of heartbreak, heartache for the sake of optics? Would you stay with a husband who is actively, or a wife who is actively mistreating you or giving you mental problems for the sake of optics so that people don't say? Because like that's what people consider. I don't want the social media to be talking about this. I don't want people to be saying this. But I feel like if you are in the public eye, that is something that is ultimately inevitable. Even if you don't leave your partner, they'll find something to say about you. So for the sake of your mental health, if you can and you're in a relationship where you're not okay, don't stay there and go get crazy. You don't need to, baby. You don't need to. Anyway, so now I'm gonna give you a story time. It's gonna be a very spicy story time. So buckle up because you're gonna love this episode. It's gonna be one of your favorite episodes. It's gonna put me on the charts of your mind, or maybe on the other charts. But like, yeah. So there's this girl. Let me tell you, I'm not gonna say buckets. I'm not gonna say whatever those names that people put so that you don't know exactly who they're talking about. I'm gonna tell you their specific name because you think you can out-bitch me? Think twice. If you think you can out-bitch me, think twice. I know how to become bitchest. So better get that straight. Anyways, let's get straight into it. There's this particular girl, okay, that I met in church. I want you to clock that and weka kadash hapo chini, like tulikutana wapi sio bongo mikocheni, tulikutana kanisani, you know. So this church, it was not my original church. I never used to go to that church. I'm a Catholic. As you can see, I have a rosary. But there's this guy who convinced me to go to that church. So that is where I met her that day. Okay. So we sat together, and then at the end of the service, she was like, "Oh my God, I think I'm having my peace. Oh, blah, blah, blah. Can you help me?" I'm like, "Oh, cool. Say no more. I'm a godless God, and also I'm a decent human being. My mama really raised me well to the tip, to the core, and that is why I cannot do the businesses that bring in good money. Look at these morals not paying my bills, just giving me stress and shit." Anyways, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna help you out. So I help her. We go home together because we're living around the same area. Apparently, we make stories throughout the way as we're going home, and then we exchange contacts. Okay. In this church, they used to have some meetings during the weekdays. I think it was on a Thursday or on a Tuesday. So I'm sorry. So we meet one of those days, okay, and we talk. Her roommate had gone with the keys, so I tell her, you know what, you can stay at mine until your roommate comes over. Then the roommate comes, I syndikiza her, she goes, "Sharp, are we together up to that point?" I hope you're taking notes because this story is about to get messy. It's about to get bumpy, like bumpy of Sophia and bumpy. Anyways, so that's that, and we don't talk for a while. She moves out, and then she calls me for her birthday. I can't even remember when her birthday is. That is how much she was not my friend. I was just acquainted to her. I just knew her. So she invites me for her birthday, and the first question is like, why did she invite me? I'm pretty sure she has other friends who she talks to. Why the hell would she invite me? And let me tell you, if you see a bird flying alone, let that bird continue flying alone, Abby. Let that bird continue flying alone. Do not even dare to be the plus one for that flock, I'm sorry. Don't. Okay? So, she invites me for the birthday, and I'm like, I did not plan for this, because she just calls me that day, and she's like, "Hey, can you come over, blah, 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 blah." And she had moved a place where I have to use transport to get there. So I'm like, no, I cannot come. So she's like, "I'll send you fare." Let me tell you, it's so hard. "I'll send you transport and then you'll come." So she sends me transport. I go for her birthday. Sharp. Okay. So after going for her birthday, that was the first time, and then we met, I think, another one time, and it was also for Grove. It was for fun, not for a conversation or anything. So mind you, up to this point, we've never had a decent conversation with this girl. I want you to get that into your head. Clock it, understand it. Shika ndio yako na repeat after me. I've never had a conversation. Yani sijaongea na huyu mwanadada, yani ile conversation ambayo ni heart to heart. We are telling each other about our lives. We've never. She knows nothing about me. I know nothing about her, apart from the fact that she knows how to party well and she's Zimas. Okay? Yeah. So after that, we do not meet each other for a very long time. I'm sorry. I think it's years or a year. It goes by. I don't talk to her. She don't talk to me. We don't meet. Nothing. There's no conversation whatsoever. So she calls me one day. She crying on the phone. Leah's beach, crying. She's like, "Hey, I need your help." I'm like, "Okay, slow down, Savannah. Calm your chest. Talk to me." She's like, "I've been locked out of my house. Nimefungiwa nyumba. I do not pay rent because I was living with my boyfriend." And she gives me a whole story of her and her boyfriend. And I'm like, okay, it's fine. At that time, honestly, I won't even lie to you, I was empathetic towards her situation. Like, I was feeling, I just need to help her. I feel like I'm obliged to help her, to not ever feel obliged to help people who do not deserve help. So I'm like, okay, it's fine. You can come crash at mine. She comes and she crashes at mine that night. And then, she comes, she crashes at mine that night. First of all, I need you to get this information. She used to jabber, if you get what I mean. And I really do not like the smell of jabber. For some reason, I don't like it. I don't fuck with that shit. So she jabbers. So the whole time that was making me uncomfortable. And mind you, we are not even that close. So I'm not even that comfortable with her at that point. So she stays over the night. She wakes up the next morning. She goes. And I think that is that. Despite the fact that she had left like one of her clothes, because she had like another cloth, I think it was a dera, or like it was just a long cloth. So I'm like, this one, I think she can come pick it later. It's not that much of a big deal, because it's not like she carried her suitcase here, okay? So the next day, she also calls me in the evening. She crying. She like, "I want you to talk to this boy. He my boyfriend." I'm like, "Girl, what's happening? What the damn with my nigga?" And I was at my friend's at that day. So I had gone to sleep over at my friend's. So she calls me and she tells me, "Can I also come today?" Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I wasn't planning to go home today. I am staying at my friend's. So if it's really that important, you can come, I'll give you the key, you go stay at mine, but I'll give you the directions on where to leave the key in the morning so that I can get them. So she's like, okay, that's fine. She comes, she picks the keys, she goes, okay? So she now makes it a habit of coming to my house whenever she feels like. And let me tell you, this is what was pissing me the fuck off the most. She did not used to tell me sometimes that she's coming or she's not coming, because sometimes she used to come, sometimes she does not come. So she used to not communicate sometimes. I'm sleeping in the middle of the night, she's calling me, she's like, open the door for me. I'm like, am I the wife to a drunkard? Because why are you waking me up in the middle of the night to come open the door for you? Huh? And there's nothing you're bringing into my household. So I told her, my mom is coming over, so you'll have to find a place for you to lay your head, find a shelter for yourself. As yeah, because my mom, if she's gonna come here, she's not gonna be comfortable with you around. And also, we are not even gonna fit here, and she's the person who's paying the rent, so I can't tell her to go elsewhere. So you are the person who's gonna leave, okay? So that happens, and on Sunday I'm going to church. Okay, I went to church. Well, she did not come like home the previous day. I've told you, she used to come inconsistently, whatever she wants, whatever she feels like. This was her vacation home. Shame on her. So she okay, I go to church in the morning, and mostly when I'm in church, I D&D my phone or I airplane mode it, because I'm not gonna get attention in the house of the Lord and look like a person who is disrespecting the Most High. So as I was paying my offerings, and notifications start getting into my phone. Notification. It's just like, I try calling you, please call me. I'm like, hey, relax. And let me tell you, I thank God that my phone was off that day, because you can imagine the amount of embarrassment that I would have carried home. Oh my God, because there were so many notifications. Like, it even made I wasn't even able to pay. I just had to sit and wait until the notification stopped flooding in, and then at that point I pay. So after the church is over, the service is over, I'm going home now. I'm calling her. I'm like, why are you calling me? As if I'm your custodian, like as if you're in an emergency and I'm the person who's supposed to help you with that emergency, or you're my kid. And she's like, oh, I'm sorry, I was just outside your gate, I've been waiting for you for a very long time. I'm like, yeah, as you should. This is not your home, and you did not tell me you're coming over, so what did you expect, motherfucker? I tell her I have some errands to run, and until I'm done with those errands, you'll just have to wait for me, because there's nothing else you can do. So she sits by the gate, she waits for me until I'm done with my errands. I go say hi to my friends in the midst of my errands, and then I go home, she's sitting there, she's like, I'm supposed to go for a friend's wedding. She's like, let's go together. I'm like, no, I still have things to do. I'm going somewhere. Okay? So I do my makeup. I tell her, as we are leaving, we will have to live together. So you do your things in haste, because we are living together. So she does her things. She borrows me a coat. And she had also borrowed me a burner phone. I wanted to get this really important information. She had borrowed me a burner phone, which I was using because my phone had crashed. The screen was broken, so my phone wasn't working at that point. So my mom gave me the burner phone that she uses, like anachianga watoto wakati like she's going to work or something, so that they can communicate. So that is the phone that I was using. So she asks me, can you give me this burner phone? I specifically tell her I cannot give you the burner phone, because this burner phone is the one that is used at home, and if my mom is coming over, she's definitely gonna pick it, because my phone is now manned right now, and no, I cannot give you the burner phone. So that conversation ends there, because she says nothing. Like that's that. And she goes to wherever she wants. She was going, she goes with my tote bag and my coat. I want you to get this very clear, because I love my shit, and if you go with my shit, that's one reason to make me act like a crazy bitch. So yeah, she goes with my tote bag and my coat. A coat that my mom gave me. You remember Camellia Joseph multicolored? It's just that one was gray, but it was a coat made by my beloved parents. Anyway, so I help her, knowing that I will get it back, okay? So days go by, I go home, I text her when I'm back. I'm like, hi, did you take my bag? No. As I was going home that day, I had to carry the burner phone, okay? Remember I told you it was my mom's. So I'm looking for the burner phone. I'm not getting the burner phone. I text her. I'm like, hi, because I tried to call her. I'm not reaching her. It's not going through. So I text her on SMS. I'm like, hi. Okay, I text her on WhatsApp and SMS. I'm like, did you take my burner phone? She's like, yes, I took it. I'm like, can I have it back? She's like, no, I'm at work, I'm busy, can't bring it over, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, it's okay. I'm also passing through town because I'm going home. I can definitely pick it from there. She's like, no, she just gave me some bullshit words that made me really agitated. I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna go home, and yeah, we are avoiding conflict today. So I went home without like narrating with her like that. So I tell my mom this story, and mind you, P.S. very important information. She moved from a Christian to a Muslim. So I'm telling my mom this story. My mom is like, "Can't you see everything about this situation is wrong?" I'm like, "Mama, I'm young." I wasn't even thinking I'm dumb, because sometimes I do be dumb as shit. So I explained to her, and then I tell her she took the burner phone and she doesn't want to return. My mom is like, it's okay, you can just leave it. You know, some things are just not worth your stress and stuff like that. And that is how I stopped talking to her. Fast forward, I never blocked her, I never did anything. I just forgot about her existence totally. Fast forward, I post on Instagram. She like replies and she's like, oh my god, you're so beautiful. What do you mean I'm so beautiful? The fuck? I blocked her that day everywhere. I'm like, you know what, I'm not about to do this with you. I'm not about to act as if I'm okay with you, and I'm not okay with you, and you are really clearly a dumb bitch. We cannot have a conversation. So this is what is gonna happen. I'm just gonna block you and assume that I never met you, you never met me, you don't exist, I don't exist, life goes on. Okay, so that is what happened. And let me tell you guys, I'm telling you this story as a PSA. Before you let anyone inside your home, make sure it is a friend who you know. Make sure you set lanes and boundaries. Make sure they know that you don't mess like that. And if it is a person you don't know that well, don't even let them in. Don't you dare. Okay? Yeah, so that has to be the end of this episode. I know you love my stories. I know you love the delivery. And when I'm rich and famous, you'll say that you saw me grow. Yeah, until then, it's been real. Deuces out. Signing out of this podcast is the CEO of the Masaranja Collection, Masaranja Balari. Give it up. Woo! Yeah, so that was the episode for today. And we've come to the end of it. And I'm thankful that you've been with me until the end. Yeah, be sure to buy my products. You can DM me at all social media platforms. It's the Masaranja Collection. That is the official business page. For the podcast, it's the Deep in It podcast. And if you have any, and you can also DM my official pages, which is the Masaranja. So if you want to purchase anything, if you want to be a part of the podcast, if you want anything, if you want a collabo, you know where to find me. You know where to find me, because I've told you where to find me. And for this channel, please do share, like, subscribe, and tell a friend to tell a friend, because if you help a girl, you help a whole nation. And I am the girl that you're helping in this situation. And let me tell you, that is not a lie. I'm gonna help the whole nation. Yes, until I become rich and famous. Bye.